Hello everybody and welcome to another Experience Kills. My name is Cameron. I'm joined by Ben, the man, the master.
Okay, hi.
Steady, not in that way, but, well, maybe sometimes on the weekends.
Maybe a little bit that way. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? We are here to discuss a new game, well, a game that I've certainly been playing recently that I've been really enjoying, called Fallback. Which has actually also quite recently had a bit of an update come through as well, so it may be known as Fallback Uprising, or maybe that's just the update name, possibly.
Well, I can tell you this, I've had to ask you about 6 times since giving you this to play what the name of this game was, because it is possibly the most forgettable name I have come across in some time for a game.
Well, that's just rude.
I might even forget what it's called during this review.
That's just rude. But I mean, I enjoyed this game quite a bit. I quite enjoy my kind of Metroidvania kind of roguelike games, and this is set in the future during like a post-apocalyptic event that happened, where humanity is now living underground, and they all built robots to help them out and until like the surface was ready to go, but unfortunately, during that time, the robots, they don't want to give up. Humans living underground, we're going to enslave them. So now robot masters are just, being what robot masters do, and enslave the entire human race. However, we've freed ourselves, and now we are on our way to help lead the rebellion, and we're going to save humankind, just by ourselves apparently. You do that by fighting off the robots, and you kind of have these kind of complex jumping puzzles, and dodging and attacking these robots. It's not really like a sneak mechanic. You have to go in there and kind of wail on them to kill them, all to get to the surface and save everybody and bring life back. And I enjoyed it. It's got a pretty killer soundtrack. The kind of graphics you have on it, it's 3D side-scrolling, but when you actually go to how do we explain it? Like another area, like if you want to kind of, there's like a path leading towards the screen, as it were, and you turn down that path, the entire map will shift round so that you're again side-scrolling, and it follows you that way. And that was like a really nifty little change of environment there, and I really enjoyed it. That you are in this like huge 3D environment that's all viewable. It's not like there's nothing to see from like the camera's perspective. When it'll twist around, it'll show you the kind of cavern that you're in, or a little part of the robot factory that you're in.
I mean, that is really cool, because Metroidvanias always have that sort of 2D side-on look. Well, don't always, but often have that 2D side-on look. And, it's beautiful. Look at that beautiful background, like an Ori or something. Or look how amazing and weird that is in Axiom Verge, etc. But you can't go into it. It's just there as sort of like scene setting, and this gives you that impression, but then it turns it on its head and actually kind of says, no, it's a full 3D environment. You can go backwards into the background and then back out into the foreground. It's really cool, actually. It does look really unique the way they've done that.
Yeah, I mean, because I've there are different areas that you go into through doors that cut off like areas from other areas, and it's not quite linear, so like there is like a whole environment you can get into, and you can take this path or that path or this path and that path, but in the end you will end up in like the one place that you need to go. But it's not as if like I'm straight going down one tunnel, which is the only way that you can go to get to the end here. If the exit's over halfway through like a little platform, I can keep going past that platform, explore the rest of the area first before I come back there. In fact, I actually ended up double backing on myself because I didn't go down a previous path instead. So I still ended up at the end, but I was like, oh, I'm here again. Oh, fair enough. And it was like it's more in depth and more expansive than I first thought it was going to be, and a lot of fun. And the way that it's kind of, I don't want to use the phrase because I don't like using it, but it is kind of almost Soulslike, where obviously when you die you can start again and recover upgrade your character as you go, and start again from the beginning. But you get better after every run. You get your experience, you improve your gear and skills, and there's more people that you can unlock as well, and they may have different play styles. Like the first guy you start off with, he's kind of like a melee brawler, really, more than anything. But then you can unlock more people who have maybe like guns, or someone who sneaks a little bit more, and some others who are more kind of deep damage over time with certain poison weapons. So at least you're not stuck playing that one character all the time. You do have to change it up a little bit every now and then, which is really cool.
So if it's run based, how hard is the game then? Are the enemies like really challenging? Because you mentioned like Soulslike, so is it really tough and punishing, or is it? And also, a second question as well: are they randomized environments, or is it always the same environments for every run?
To my knowledge, I think it was. I think they changed it up a little bit every now and then. Honestly, that one I didn't even think about that one, to be perfectly honest. And as far as like combat goes, it's not overly challenging, but once you get the knack for it, then obviously you can really start to power through quite a lot of them. Unless you're obviously being kind of ganged up on by multiple creatures, then there may be an area, like a couple of brown trouser moments there where you're just like, don't get out of there. But when you're attacking and like you're using certain skills available for you, there are certain skills that you pick up where, like, when you defeat an enemy, your damage might increase by 2 to 3% per enemy you kill. So it gives you that I better not get hit or else I'll lose my multiplier, and give you that more of a kind of tense feeling. It's like, I don't want to lose this XP multiplier, I don't want to lose this damage multiplier, I need to start playing it safe, or I need to start being more aggressive to take them out before they can get a hit in. So while it's not a lot to think about to get through the game, though, it's still kind of like I need to work out in my brain, what am I going to do next,
Yeah, it sounds like it's what adds a bit of complexity and depth to the experience, which is cool, which is one. I mean, beyond just that perspective shift, it sounds like there is more going on there with the mechanics. So that is important, that there is something that sets it apart from the many other run-based sort of like Souls/Metroidvania inspired games that we have seen appear. I mean, I've got to ask you, I know you've played quite a lot of these games, so where does this compare to like a Dead Cells?
Oh, that's a tough one. Why do you have to do that to me, man? I like them, but I like the fact that I like the kind of cartoony aspect that the Dead Cells has for its story and the actual graphics side of it. That's completely 2D based, side scrolling. And having that kind of change of environment when you go around a corner or two, or kind of like follow a pipe as it goes around and twists around, sort of thing, is kind of new, kind of new perspective. Kind of. I think I probably enjoy Fallback a little bit more. The only thing I will say is that Dead Cells does have more variety, though, to my personal belief. There's more weapons that I can use, and like varieties of skills and traps that I can utilize compared to Fallback. So I can't base it just on graphical content, but I'd probably still put it up quite high next to Dead Cells.
Well, that is some complimentary words indeed, sir. As a ringing endorsement to say you're putting it in the same place as a Dead Cells. So no, that's fantastic. That means people should definitely check out. What was it called again? No, I'm only kidding. Fallback.
That's the thing about these sort of games. Every time you die, it's another chance to do it again, and it gave me that feeling of like, all right, come on, just one more run, and I've been playing our Game of the Year choice, Hades, now for absolute ages and ages, and it's still giving me that kind of like, oh, one more run, I can do it this time, I can get that little bit further this time. And I love that kind of that feeling of accomplishment, that once I have got that little bit further, it's a yes moment for me, and it gives it to me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a sign of a good one of these, then, isn't it? I mean, if it's doing that, that's the thing. If it hooks you in and it makes you want to keep trying again and again and again, that's the special sauce. It sounds like they've nailed that. It sounds cool, man. It wasn't really on my radar, and I think that is the shame about games sometimes like this, that there's so many games, aren't there, on Steam, and there's so many games that come out every single day on Steam that good stuff like this can get completely missed and completely overshadowed. And yeah, I mean, who's the developer for Fallback?
Oh, that was End Road. As a developer.
Okay, cool.
Well, to my knowledge, Fallback is the only thing they've done. At least that's the only thing that shows up on Steam. But whether or not they have anything a little bit more out there, I will have to investigate.
That's okay. I mean, is it early access or full release?
I believe full release, and it's, like I said, it's had a recent update now.
Big update.
So it's brought out some extra levels and everything as well. So,
that's cool. It means that the developers really supporting it, aren't they, and stuff, and really trying to get it out there and make it the best game it can be.
Yeah.
Gotta respect that.
Yeah, it's not an expensive game as well, you know, but it's still fully enjoyable.
Brilliant. Anything else you wanted to add, or shall I wrap up this episode of Experience Kills?
You go ahead and wrap that up. I think I'll just probably load up Fallback when we're finished.
Fantastic. Can't get better than that. So that's been another episode of Experience Kills. Today's host has been Cameron. He can be found at Camelot on Twitter. I have been Ben. Usually that's who I am. And you can find me at DIYE on Twitter. You can find us collectively at Experience Kills on Twitter. And we can also be found, which I'm assuming is how you've watched this, on YouTube. Please, if you're here right now, give us a like and a subscribe. And maybe even turn on that weird notification bell, which means every time a new one of our video comes out, you get a little notification. Oh, I don't know. That might be cool. Try that. In addition to our amazing content on YouTube, we do have a weekly podcast that comes out every week, which is fantastic. And we have audio versions of every single one of these videos available as podcasts, which can be found wherever podcasts exists, pretty much. Like even in your Alexa device, which mine will light up because I said that. But yeah, until next time, that's been another awesome episode of Experience Kills. I hope you've enjoyed it. Cameron, see you later, bud.
Bye!